What have you got on Thumbs McKenzie? Thumbs McKenzie has been in and out of jail a dozen times on standover offenses. He's there right now, charged with tipping one Frederick Creel headfirst into an industrial crusher. No bail. Apparently, Thumbs and Freddie used to be friends. What have you got on Louise Creel?
Nothing.
Tell me about Louise Creel.
She wasn't very cooperative when we tried to get a human interest angle on the late Freddie. She seems all right, just closed-mouthed. Pity she married a creep. All the good-looking dames seem to make that same mistake.
Not you.
Yeah, but it was a close call.
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
The Creel murder? That story's a month old. It's all in the morgue.
Tell me about Thumbs McKenzie.
Old news, Scott. Auf Wiedersehen, Scott.
Don't tell me. That's German for don't call us, we'll call you.
No, it's German for don't gate-crash a girl's exit liner. She's likely to throw her typewriter at your head.
My German's a little rusty.
So is a typewriter. See you, Scott.
Cop stations are all either small square boxes or large square boxes. Ours is large on account of our citizens' natural tendency towards high spirits.
Anger.
That's the name on my license. Tell me about Freddie Creel.
A small-time hood with big-time ambitions. Too bad for him. Ended up pitched head first into a crusher by one of his business partners.
Tell me about Thumbs McKenzie.
A two-bit thug who likes to use his hands. We nailed him at the scene of his last crime, the murder of Freddie Creel. Not a pretty sight.
Tell me about Louise Creel.
She's never done anything except marry the wrong guy.
How about this heat?
I'm busy, Anger. Don't waste my time.
Stay out of trouble.
What kind?
All kinds.
Louise Creel's apartment block. A nice place. It's probably full of nice people with nice cats and nice dogs. A door. I'm used to having them slammed in my face. A door. I'm used to having them slammed in my face. Louise Creel stood 5'8" and 8.7 on the Richter scale. She had legs that wouldn't quit. I figured she'd be exhausting to be around. I'm Scott Anger. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for Dan Small.
Well, you won't find him here, Mr. Anger. But come on in. Handsome strangers are all too rare these days. Make yourself at home, Mr. Anger.
A radio. Either that, or there's an orchestra practicing next door. A brown fox fur. Obviously, he wasn't as quick as he claims. A cigarette stand. A glass cabinet full of crystal. This is not a good room in which to play baseball. A painting. A bit more tasteful than the calendars Rolf hangs in our office. Louise Creel. What a sight. If I was Freddy, I'd come back from the dead. I'd like to ask you some questions, Mrs. Creel.
I'm sure you would, Mr. Anger. Can I call you Scott?
I don't think so. Then I'll be calling you Lulu, you'll be calling me Scotty, and then we'll be running away together.
That's quite an imagination you have there, Mr. Anger.
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
My husband was a man, Mr. Anger. Not a good one or a bad one. He deserved better than he got.
I don't think so. He got you.
Thank you, Scott.
What did your husband do exactly, Mrs. Creel?
Nothing much. He inherited. Some from his family and some from me. I think he had other ways of making money, but he never talked them over with me.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
I hope he burns. I hope they fry him to a crisp.
Yeah, sunny side up. So why do you think he killed your husband?
He said that Frederick owed him some money. That's a lie. Frederick would have told me. I'd never seen the man before.
Tell me about Dan Small.
One of my husband's associates. He visited once or twice when Frederick was alive.
When did you last see him?
I don't remember. I don't much care.
You don't like him, Mrs. Creel?
He doesn't like me. Sometimes I wonder if he talked Mackenzie into the murder. Who wants to find Mr. Small?
My client. I can't say more than that, Mrs. Creel.
Of course not. I should have remembered to respect your secrets while you were making free with mine.
Tell me about Angela Donald.
Of course. I remember now. The detective who was with her when she died.
That was me.
I looked for you.
So did I. I found me again. It took a month.
Angela and I were sisters. We had different fathers. Good-looking, worthless heels, the pair of them. I'm not surprised she never told you about me. We couldn't stand each other. We hardly saw each other in the last few years, but since she's been dead, I felt so hollow inside, as if a part of me was dead.
Tell me about yourself.
You first.
I'm Scott Anger, self-employed as an investigator. Not married, no pets, children, or ulcers that I know of.
The things we don't know are always the most interesting.
You haven't told me about yourself.
No, I haven't, Mr. Anger. But then again, neither have you.
It's a photograph of my sister. Quite a good one, but then I can't recall ever seeing a bad one. He's much more pleasant in a photograph than he is in the flesh.
A decanter.
Go ahead and pour yourself a drink, Mr. Anger. I'll get you some ice.
Cigarettes. Mrs. Creel stuff. Spare change. Mrs. Creel's keys. A 32. A hairpin. One of the great inventions of history. You can pick your teeth with it, pick locks with it. It even holds your hair in place. I'm sure she won't miss this. A handbag. Actually, thanks but no thanks, Mrs. Creel. Alcohol and I are currently undergoing a trial separation.
Didn't they give you visiting rights?
Yeah, but I sold them. It's locked.